Okay.
Hi, Facebook friends. Helen Archontou here, CEO of the YWCA of Northern New Jersey. So happy to have some time with you today on this Tuesday on YWTV. And as you know, YWTV is all about educating and inspiring you. And I was inspired a few weeks ago. I was doing my normal scroll through my Instagram feed. And while I was on there, I was looking at one of the Montclair sites that I follow. And they were talking about this amazing group called Boardroom Skate. And I was just entranced reading about it. And so I had to hunt them down. And to all of you, I thought it was a great opportunity for everyone to hear about this amazing, these amazing group and what they're doing with their skateboarding. So let's jump into it. So we have Montclair High School students and Founder of Boardroom Skate today. And so on the screen, we've got Olivia Karny and her fellow skaters. She's the founder. And then we have fellow skaters, August Debord, Sophie Chapman, and Kyra Samara. And they are going to share how skateboarding has empowered them to find their own comfort zone in what is normally a pretty male-dominated arena. So let me tell you a little bit about our dynamic trendsetters. Boardroom founder Olivia is a senior at Montclair High School, a commissioned artist, and started this girls' non-binary folks only group. And for those of you that are learning the new lingo, folks, F-O-L-X, is an alternative spelling to the familiar word folks, F-O-L-K-S, and can be used to indicate inclusion of marginalized groups. And so she created this binary folks only group skating organization. Boardroom Skate was created to encourage and empower members to find their comfort zone in skating community, which historically, as we said, is dominated by males. And along with Olivia are her skating enthusiasts, Boardroom members, August, Sophie, and Kyra. And again, they are all high school students at Montclair High School, and they are very passionate about their sport. So welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today.
Hello. It's great to be here. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I just I can't wait to hear. Tell me, Olivia, how did this start?
Well, I think we have to go back to the beginning when I was skating in a park behind my house alone for months. It was pretty awful. Like,
Okay, I must be having a little tech difficulty with Olivia. She's frozen. While we're figuring that out, do one of Olivia may want to jump out and jump back in, and then one of the rest of you want to jump in and tell us a little bit.
Yeah, sure. So I know Olivia, she's been skating for a while, like by herself and like the parks and everything. Like just like not the skate park, but like just random like parking lots. And she was just like kind of nervous to go to the actual park because it was very male dominated. There weren't many girls at all, like not even one, even like you would not find anyone. And I know she went to this all girls skate event over the summer, and all the people helping out and all the teachers, they were male. And it was like, it kind of like defeated the purpose. Like all these girls who were trying to be like inspired and like learn how to skate and like skate more are like being taught by these guys. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it didn't really make sense. And so she had this great idea of like starting like her own community, and own skating, like girls and non-binary folks, like event. So I know she came to August and I, and she mentioned it, and we thought it was a great idea. And she had just recently started hosting these events.
So how did you let people, I mean, so this was a great idea, and we'll look forward to getting Olivia back to talking about it too, but how did you kind of go from the idea about doing this to getting the word out?
Honestly, we kind of just use social media. We used a lot of like posting on Instagram, making an Instagram account, and like also like yelling at our friends and trying to get them to come to a skate park at like 10 in the morning, so that we could all like hang out and have fun and kind of hone this skill together.
That's great. Welcome back, Olivia. We're just catching up a little bit, explaining how, where it came for you. And I heard a little bit about how you got the word out to get people to join. But now that you're back with us, maybe in your own words, just share a little bit about what motivated you to start.
So as I said, I was skating alone, and I was hanging out with Sophie in August during the summer, and I just wanted to go to the skate park, and I was really intimidated because I would only see guys there, and I didn't want to go alone. So finally, I got them to come with me. We checked it out a little bit, and I was still scared. So I was able to hit up this girl on Instagram who goes to my school. Her name is Devin. And she had been skateboarding for like a year, 2 years, something like that. And so she is part of the skate club at our school, and she and so I went to that, and I met up with her, and we were able to
Okay.
So I went to the summer shred event with her, and I don't know, it wasn't my favorite experience because all the instructors there were guys, and I was expecting there to be like female instructors and have that female comfort, somebody of your own sex teaching you how to skateboard. Because the whole point of the summer shred event was to, get away from these guys that were mainly in the skateboarding environment. So after I saw that, we automatically started talking about it, and we were like, we need to.
Right. Little tech trouble there. Well, we're figuring that out with Olivia. So were you ladies, all the rest of you, were you all skaters, or did you become skaters? Maybe Kyra, Sophie, what about you in August? But tell us a little bit.
Yeah.
I started because of Olivia.
Yeah, I joined more recently. Like I met them, I actually saw it on social media, and then I went to one of their events for the first time, and I loved it, and I kept going.
That's cool.
Yeah, so my really good friend, he started skating in like 8th, 7th grade, and he was very passionate about it, and he would try to like get me on a skateboard and like try to skate a little bit. I was horrible at it, but I really liked it. It was pretty fun. So I convinced my parents to get me a skateboard for Christmas in 8th grade. So I got it, and I barely used it because one, I had like no friends other than him, and like he had a couple of friends who skated, but like they're all guys, and like it was like kind of intimidating being the only girl like I knew who skated. Also, I didn't want to be seen as a poser either, so like I just like really didn't get into it. And then I kind of just like quit and like just didn't really do anything with my board until I met Olivia, and then she started skating, and she's the one who got me into it again.
So I have a question. So if people, if there are people that know about your group and want to join, like what do they need? What do they need to join? Like
They just need a skateboard. Like that's it.
Not even. Like they don't even, because we provide boards to borrow. They just need passion. I don't know, the want to skate.
So this might, being a mom, I'm going to ask these questions. Like, do they need like elbow pads and helmets and stuff like that, or do you go without that stuff?
I mean, like, to be honest, I don't know anyone that wears elbow pads and helmets. It's kind of like, if you're doing one, it's like, oh, like, okay. But some people have like protective gear and they make it work, but it's not really like a thing that people use. It's kind of like, if you get injured, that's kind of like something that you're like proud of and that you can wear.
Got it. I know I was asking a dorky question, but I had to ask because I'm a mom. Okay, that makes sense. And how do you like navigate? Have you had any like big spills or anything that you've had to deal with?
Yeah.
I'm seeing Kyra shaking her head. Yes.
Yeah. Well, not like broken a bone or anything, but like I've fallen and like messed up my leg one time, and I couldn't skate for like 3 weeks. I was devastated. But ever since then, I've worn knee pads actually. Knee pads because I have really bad knees, and yeah.
Got it. Olivia, I'm asking them the dorky question about if they wear like elbow pads and knee pads. That's because
I'm glad to be back now.
Yeah, happy to have you back. Sorry, we'll keep. So, tell me a little bit for each of you how being part of this activity, which was something different and new for you. What it did for your, how it's impacted your life and your self-esteem. Maybe Olivia, you want to start because I know you founded the group.
Yeah. So before skateboarding, I don't know, I had art because I'm an artist, but I really felt like missing something. And I would remember when I used to play sports when I was younger, but I quit all of them because I just didn't find them interesting. But then I found skateboarding, and once I started skateboarding, I just had this passion. It just infiltrated like all of me. I was just so passionate about skateboarding, and then I made friends in skateboarding, like these guys, because I didn't have any girlfriends that skated yet. And it was just this community that I've never seen or found anywhere else, where everybody's just trying to help you get better and you're just constantly improving. And it's a way to like have exercise. You have this own community, this culture. There is skate culture, and it's actually pretty cool. And so, but then when I made this girl community, everything changed. Like it was a million times better. I just find this comfort in having people that understand, like being in this feeling of being ostracized. And so having other people that understood what I went through, and then having this ability to create together, because when you are skateboarding, I feel like it is a form of art. And so when you're with these people doing what you love, it's just a really great feeling.
Wow, that sounds so empowering and transformational, and in a way that maybe somebody, wouldn't necessarily think. That's amazing. I don't know, Sophie, Kyra, August, any of you want to share how it's impacted your lives?
Yeah, skating just in general is something that motivates me. That it was like sometimes I like don't want to even leave the house, and then it's like, hey, like I want to practice that new trick. I want to go street skate. I want to do this. I want to go to that park because it's just something that really motivates me to get up and go learn more. And especially with the group, I remember the first time I went, I was really, really scared because at my local park, it's all boys. And when you're the only girl there, it's like everyone stares at you. And it's like you're being judged. And I remember like I would practice tricks, and then if I fall, they would be like, "Oh, it's okay. Like most girls can't even ollie. Most girls can't do this." And it's like it's different, You think differently. So when I went to Boardroom Skate for the first time, I really felt like I was like equal with everybody else, And that's why I kept going, and that's why I really love Boardroom Skate because because skating is something that I love, and Boardroom Skate just gives me more of that and adds to it.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think there's this like expectation where like a lot of times when a girl walks into the park, a lot of like the guys there will expect her to be bad, or they'll expect her to just be like there to like hang out and talk to boys. And I think that like deters a lot of girls from wanting to skate because like you're not like, it doesn't feel like you're seen as an equal. It kind of just feels like you're seen as like an extension. and you're just there to like hang out, when like you really just want to go there to like work on something that makes you happy and work on something that you're passionate about. So I think that's like a big deterrent for a lot of girls to like start skating in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It is very intimidating because you know that people look at you like that when you go to the skate park. And you're just constantly being compared to these guys and like girls versus guys, and it shouldn't be happening. And this was just like a great community to really help like instill this like passion in girls to start skating more.
Well, I think what I really loved about it is because of our work at the YWCA, we're really all about empowerment and empowering women and empowering young girls and young women all the way to becoming strong women. And, part of that is also really helping create a comfort for non-traditional roles, for women. And that's what I really, when I was reading about this on Instagram, why I got so excited, because you all really have, cultivated and created a space for all of you that, obviously, didn't really exist. And that's so powerful that you did it. And clearly individually, now you've shared how powerful it was, and the impact it's had for each of you individually. But, collectively, it's really such a statement. And I really applaud you and encourage you to keep talking about it and keep taking what you've learned from this experience and letting it ripple through your lives in everything you do, because it really it's something very special that you've done here, not only for yourselves but for others.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I'm really glad that we could impact other people, because not only are we influencing each other in like the boardroom skate community, but when little girls come to the events on Saturdays, well, now they're canceled because of COVID, but when they were happening, so the little girls, their parents would come up to me and tell me things like, she won't come to the skate park unless these events are happening, or like, you inspire her so much. She tells me she wants to be like you when she's older. It's like being able to impact somebody when they're younger and knowing that it's going to impact them when they get older is like one of the most fulfilling things for me when I began boardroom skate.
Yeah. And I don't think you should never underestimate the impact you're having, because, we all know that young girls are looking up to older girls and older girls are looking up to women. So we all have a responsibility, in what we do, for sure. So what's next for your group? Olivia, what do you have planned?
Well, so right now the events have been canceled for 2 or 3 months because of COVID. Didn't want anybody to get sick. It was getting worse. So I definitely am going to bring them back when, it's not as much of a threat, so we can still wear masks and the vaccine has rolled out. So that, and before COVID was like very bad, we wanted to like do a boardroom skate tour kind of thing, where we would bring our events to other skate parks in New Jersey or possibly even New York. And so that way we could spread our message of empowerment and possibly make like other people want to start their own organizations, or like have them start all girls, non-binary folks skating events. So that's one thing that we really wanted to do. But since I'm going to college next year, hopefully, I know that I want boardroom skate to continue, and I'm going to do everything in my power to have the events continue, especially with Sophie being a year younger. She can hopefully continue the events while I'm gone. But I definitely don't see boardroom skate like leaving or going away.
Yeah, it's wonderful to know that you've left a legacy. And so, Sophie, you're going to be carrying the torch. And August and Kyra, where are you in your schooling and your plans for boardroom skate?
I'm a senior right now, so I graduate in June. And I'm like really hoping that I can continue skating, like no matter what I'm doing, especially like I kind of plan on like working right out of high school. So I want to be able to kind of spread it to like other places. I think that would be very cool, like in a tour kind of way.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So and I'm a sophomore, so I'm gonna keep skating. Then I hope to continue for a really long time when I'm out of high school and everything, because like I said, skating is something that I love to do. And of course, I'll definitely be there to help in case of anything with Boardroom Skate, because even after I'll still be in high school too. So
That's wonderful. Well, I'm glad that you'll still be involved. So Sophie, what's the plan for you carrying the torch next year?
I am not really sure yet, but hopefully, like, definitely expanding Boardroom and doing the tour and just like getting it as big as as we can, just like expanding it and making sure like a lot more girls and non-binary folks know about it. Hopefully, like it'll attract more and more, and it'll just become this big thing, this big event. Just continue to carry out Olivia's legacy of Boardroom, hopefully.
Well, you ladies can absolutely count on the YWCA of Northern New Jersey. Maybe we could co-sponsor an event together locally and amplify it. I would love to do that, and I would love for the word to kind of get out strong and us to do some events in person where we can show you at your best and what you're doing. I have to say, where I grew up, behind like a parking lot, they had built a big skateboard ramp. And, it was definitely like a hangout for sure. But back then we wore like concert T-shirts with white sleeves. I mean, I'm old, so like, it's totally different time for you guys. But what I will tell you is that there weren't a lot of girls skating for sure. So, I remember, and I remember feeling a lot of what you talked about, Olivia, about feeling strange about kind of going there because it was so male dominated. And I didn't, obviously push through that. So I'm so glad to see that you were able to do that, and you've really kind of paved the way for so many others. So one last question for all of you. I know, obviously, COVID did impact your schooling. It did impact, your work, but in terms of Boardroom Skate. But clearly, it's kept your bonds strong and kept the connection. When you guys aren't skating, how do you stay in touch and plan? What's next?
Well, I am an artist, so I'm always constantly making art, and especially during Boardroom Skate, the events, I would make all the flyers for them, the graphic design. And so I want to continue that, and I hope that will be a big part of my career as I get older. And I spent a lot of time working on that, being more adept in my skills in art. And so, yeah, I just want to bring that to college, bring that into my future.
That's great. Sophie?
Yeah, I really love outdoor activities. So like, aside from skating, when I'm not skating, I I recently got into skiing again because I used to when I was little, and it's really fun. I love skiing. I adore it. And just like I love rock climbing. I stopped climbing like a few months ago, partly because I just had other things going on, and then COVID also hit, so I didn't really get to. But I've been climbing for about 4 years, and I really love it. I'm trying to get back into it and have my friends come with me to go.
I'm actually a rock climber, so that's very cool. It's that's a very strategic sport too, kind of. And I think, I don't know anything about skateboarding because I can't say I've done it, and I would be the dork that was covered head to toe because I'd break bones. But what I love about skateboarding is it looks almost like a dance. Like it's just so beautiful and fluid, and it is very artistic. Rock climbing is almost like chess. It's very strategic in terms of like, placements and how you move yourself around. So. Yeah. You guys, really, sometimes people don't think about the fact that when they're doing these things, this does transcend into your life, like the strategy you learn from rock climbing, the fluidity and the beauty of creating what you're doing with your skateboarding, and it will translate into, what you do in every step of your life, for sure. Kyra, let's hear from you.
Yeah, well, outside of skateboarding, I play piano also, and I love writing. So when I'm not skating, I'm usually next to my piano or writing something. And also what you said about kind of putting it into our life too, like how it connects. Skateboarding also connects to our lives, like in everything we do too. Like a lot of the times, I have a lot of commitment issues when I'm learning tricks and stuff like that. So it like also helps you learn how to commit to things. It helps with a lot of other issues that have nothing to do with skateboarding.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you really learn to trust yourself in skateboarding, I have to say.
Yeah, the biggest thing that like people tell you if you ask for like help doing a trick is that everyone will say like just commit.
I like that. And what about you,
Easier
August?
said than done.
I'm really interested in like the TV and film industry, and in my like dream world, it'd be really cool to do a TV show kind of thing about boardroom.
Love
That would be like really awesome. And that's like the vision for myself.
I love that. I'm not surprised that you all are multifaceted and like so much to you, being what you came together and created and what you're doing. And for parents watching, I have to say, I grew up in a house where my mother, like, if she could have kept me bubble wrapped, she would have, because she just, it was very old school, and I'm first generation Greek, and she just, believed that girls just have to stay in, Mary Janes and skirts and not get dirty. And I have to say, I'm very different with my kids, and my daughter in particular too. And I think that it's important. And I just hearing what you're talking about just reinforces to me. And I want to make sure it gets conveyed to parents that there's so much value to letting your kids follow their dreams, and there's so much value to letting your kids get involved in activities and sports, and especially your young girls, and allowing them to embrace something even if it seems not the norm, because they'll get so much from it. I mean, these young women here have really just displayed that for us and reinforced it. And for those of you watching and want to learn more about it, we've been flashing on and we'll put it in the comments how you can follow Boardroom Skate on their social media platforms. And so you're on Instagram, is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Boardroom Skate. Okay. And
there's also a Facebook. There's a Facebook. It's the same. I think it's just Boardroom Skate also. So.
Got it. Okay. So we're letting everyone know. And for those of you watching, if there's someone in your life that you wish had seen this conversation, I do encourage you to copy the link and share it, whether you put it on your Facebook page or send it to somebody individually. What a great opportunity to see and hear from such strong role models and trendsetters. And my kids were walking around. They were listening. So they heard you guys talking about skateboarding, and so they were very interested. So I'm going to have them watch later. But I'm really I'm so impressed and grateful that you can make the time. I know that everyone's kind of virtually homeschooling and juggling, but it's wonderful that you've started this space, and thank you for sharing your experiences with it and how it personally impacted you, and collectively, what you've been doing. And I wish you all the very best of luck in all of your various layers and levels. And I mean it, stay in touch, because we would absolutely love to partner with you and, be part of an event. And I'll be watching for sure on your Instagram page.
Of course. Thank you so much for having us. And I will definitely be reaching out in the future. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Please do. We're all about lifting, lifting up our ladies, for sure, at every age and stage in life, and all ladies. So with that, for our viewers, keep a close watch on Board Skate. Follow them, see what they're up to, and definitely check out their formal events when they get back to them, which hopefully, I know we're all hoping is sooner than later, for sure. until then, I'm sure there's a lot to keep connected to. And if you're sticking with us this week for YWTV, tomorrow at 1 p.m., we have Dina Taylor Heacock, who is the owner of the first refill shop and zero waste store in New Jersey, Good Bottle, and a new one is open right in Montclair. And so we are all about supporting a good environmental effort. So we're excited to have Dina on to talk about that. And on Thursdays, as you know, we share the mic now and amplify the voice of Black women in our community. And we're going to be having Jasmine Young on, and she'll be taking over and sharing her story. So I'm looking forward to that. And Friday, we will be talking with our Sexual Violence Resource Center program Healing Space about the app that we have launched to help support survivors of sexual violence and anyone who just wants information, whether it's for themselves or people in their life. And not only is it full of lots of great information, but as a text-to-chat option if you want to talk to a confidential advocate about an experience that you've had. So you'll hear all about our app on Friday. And for those of you who are interested, at 12:30 today, I will be hosting a press conference with state and community leaders, and we will be addressing the abuse reports from the Ed Mamon Correctional Facility for Women. And in addition to that, we will be making a very strong call to action to our governor and our state representatives in terms of immediate action that we would like to see happen there. It will be live streamed on our Facebook page shortly at 20, so we hope you can join us. So, and you ladies may want to join us and spread the word too. On February 26th from 7 to 8:30 p.m., we are having one of our Gen on the Go, which is our Girls Empowerment Network programs called the Color Complex. And we will be talking about the impact of colorism in communities and around the globe. And we'll learn about perceptions, beliefs, values, about skin, hair texture, and features, and how they can influence our behaviors and attitudes towards others. It's for girls ages 15 to 20. And we hope that you join us. It's free of charge, and it's a virtual event that you can sign on for. So we'll have links to all of these events, including, stay tuned, our Women's Leadership Conference is coming, and we have some really great speakers. Not letting COVID get in the way of us lifting and inspiring the women and in our community. And ladies, you should be checking it out too, because we have a really great speaker that's all about young women too. So keep you posted. So everyone, and if you haven't done our 20-day Racial Equity and Social Justice Challenge, the link is in the bio. We want everyone to take 21 days to build habits around social justice, particularly around race, power, and privilege and leadership. And we have lots of high schoolers that are doing it, and we have lots of adults doing it. And we do encourage everyone. It's free. You just have to register. In 21 days, you'll get an email with either a podcast or an interview or an article. And we hope that you join us in our mission to eliminate racism. So with that, ladies, you've done good. I'm so glad that you could join us today, and I'll let you get back to your virtual schooling, which I'm probably keeping you from. But really keep rocking. I'm really proud and impressed with all of you, and I look forward to strolling around Montclair and checking you guys out when COVID's behind us. So,
thank you so much. Yeah, look forward to speaking with you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And please stay in touch. We're here for you. We want to lift you up and keep cheering you on and stay involved. All right.
Bye.
Take care, everyone. Be well.